Steampunk is a retro-futuristic subgenre of science fiction that incorporates technology and fashion inspired by the 19th century industrial steam-powered machinery. Steampunk works are often set in an alternative history, where steam power remains in mainstream use, or in a fantasy world that similarly employs steam power. Steampunk most recognisably features retro-futuristic inventions, as people in the 19th century might have envisioned them, such as steam cannons, lighter-than-air airships, and analogue computers. Inventions reminiscent of those you may find in the works of H.G. Wells. Various modern utilitarian objects have been modded by individual artisans into a pseudo-Victorian mechanical steampunk style, and a number of visual and musical artists have been described as steampunk. The term steampunk originated in the late 1980s as a tongue-in-cheek variant of cyberpunk. It was coined by science fiction author K.W. Jeter, who was trying to find a general term for books set in a 19th century, usually Victorian setting, that imitated conventions of H.G. Wells's The Time Machine. A number of popular steampunk conventions have sprung up all over the world, with SteamCon, the Steampunk World's Fair, and Up in the Aether, the Steampunk Convention. Steampunk also refers to any of the artistic styles, clothing fashions, or subcultures that have developed from the aesthetics of steampunk fiction, Victorian-era fiction, Art Nouveau design, and films from the mid-20th century. Steampunk fashion has no set guidelines, but tends to synthesize modern styles with influences from the Victorian era. Such influences may include bustles, corsets, gowns and petticoats, suits with waistcoats, top hats, bowler hats, tailcoats and spats, or military-inspired garments. Steampunk-influenced outfits are usually accented with several technological and period accessories, such as timepieces, parasols, flying or driving goggles, and ray guns. Post-apocalyptic elements, such as gas masks, ragged clothing, and tribal motifs can also be included. Japanese steampunk consists of steampunk manga comics and anime productions from Japan. The steampunk elements found in manga eventually made their way into mainstream anime productions starting in the 1970s. Influenced by 19th century European authors, steampunk anime and manga arose from a Japanese fascination with an imaginary, fantastical version of old industrial Europe. The most influential steampunk animator was Hayao Miyazaki, who was creating steampunk anime since the 1970s. Miyazaki's most influential steampunk production was Laputa, Castle in the Sky, which became a major milestone in the genre and has been described by the Steampunk Bible as one of the first modern steampunk classics.